Hello everybody, good morning. This is Zessa Herbal Soap Skincare and Lifestyle. As usual, I'm just waking up from my bed. If I don't do this video, once I go down and I start the day's activities, I'll not be able to do it again. Okay, so I need to answer these questions. I can't even remember some of them. That's why if you see some at times in the comment section, I will say that in case I forget, remind me. People ask me so many questions in my inbox. I promise to answer, and when the time comes for me to answer the questions, like now, I can just remember about two or three. I can't even remember the rest again. Okay. So for those of you that have subscribed to our channel, thank you. For those of you that are just stopping by, this is Zesta Herbal Soap Skincare and Lifestyle. Here we talk about soap making, cream making, general wellness, taking care of the body and all that, okay? So if you know you're interested in such things, you can subscribe, you can always check us out, okay? And for those of you that are always calling us, asking us questions, those of you that buy products from us, soap cutters, some will just ask me, buy wrappers for me, buy this, buy that. Thank you very much for contacting us, for patronizing us, for trusting in us, okay? And for those of you that we had one little issue or the other, mostly is due to way bill. It's not from me. Mostly is due to way bill. Either the way bill delayed, okay? Thank you for being patient with us. We've always resolved everything amicably, okay? So today I'll be talking about the one I can remember very well now, detergent powder. Somebody asked how we can source enzymes for our detergent powder. People said that CMC is an enzyme that will be used in detergent powder. No, CMC is not an enzyme. CMC, no, it's not an enzyme. Okay, it's not an enzyme. It is gotten from bones. Yes, it's gotten from bones, but it's not an enzyme that could be used to make detergent powder. No, I don't know CMC as having such properties. These enzymes, detergent powder, to make detergent powder and even liquid soap more effective, we need some of these enzymes. You know, enzymes are proteins. Enzymes facilitate the rate of a reaction, okay? They facilitate breakdown at times of protein, okay, or of a specific matter they are targeting. In this case now, it could be carbohydrates, it could be fats, it could be proteins. You know that this dirt on our skin, this dirt on our plates, this dirt on our clothes usually come in the form of our fats, maybe oils, either from our workshop or from our food, or yes, or from our food, okay? Then also they come in the form of bacteria, and bacteria also are proteins. Is it not so? They are living organisms and they are proteins, just as we too, we are living organisms and we are basically protein, okay? So these enzymes could help break down this bacteria. Let's say for example, the armpit of a cloth gets dark due to sweat, sebum and bacteria. You understand? That's why some clothes, even when you wash them, the armpit still smells. Now these enzymes will help break down or dissolve this this compound. There's a specific name, biofilm, that has been formed. Biofilm that has been formed from this biofilm that has been formed due to this bacteria action, okay? Because at times you might just look at it on that cloth looking brown, at times on under part of pants or in between the tights, it might just look brown to you, but to some extent that is a living system, because some bacteria are so stubborn that they will get hold of some of these dead skin cells that have been shed, get hold of these fats and sweat and everything that has is constantly formed, and then use it as an anchor to grow, such that even when you wash it, even though the cloth is clean, but that biofilm is still there, So they still kind of have the resilience enough to be able to survive. You understand? Even when you wash the cloth and you wear it again, that thing will still continue because of, I, I don't know what I'm trying to explain in a simple way that you understand. Me, I understand what I'm saying. Since I'm a microbiologist, I'm a lab scientist, I understand these things. But I'm looking for a way to put it across to you, okay? But this is like a biofilm. It's like a living thing, okay? Even when you wash, you reduce the cells and all that, but it doesn't die completely. But now with these enzymes will be able to dissolve this compound or this association that has been made between this bacteria and all of these things. It will dissolve it, making the cloth cleaner, and also invariably making you healthier, okay? That is why you see there are some detergents, there are some liquid soaps and all that. They will be just like one touch, small that you put, the two will just go a long way, okay? So some of them use some of these enzymes to facilitate such a thing from happening. My son is disturbing me. He's trying to tell me he's hungry. Oshila. So let me quickly wrap up, okay? So now these enzymes can be bought um commercially, but the problem we have right now is that they are not easily accessible now for us. For some of us, maybe some people know where they can get it, but for some of us it is not easily accessible, and even when it is accessible, it is expensive. It's just like if you want to make yogurt, you need a starter culture, is it not so? And your starter culture is your bacteria, usually in the form of yeast. Go usually in the form of yeast, okay? Usually in the form of yeast, okay? So, and another thing, I hope you know that the yeast, this is out of the line, no, but let me just tell you what we taught in school. The yeast that is used to make yogurt is similar to the one found in the human vagina, okay? They are very, very similar, okay, to the one found in the human vagina. We have lactobacillus. It is one that protects the vagina, make sure the environment is acidic enough to keep away, to keep off other um to keep off most, not, I will not say all, most other bacteria that might want to colonize that area. It makes the pH such that it is not conducive enough for other bacteria, okay? And invariably at the end of the day, making that place healthy enough for you not to have an infection. That's why for you to have an infection, usually there is a disturbance in the pH of that place, okay? Either through the use of too much antibiotics, or douching, or at times even inserting various products in there. You know, at times women, you say you're putting kayamata or you're putting tighteners on and all that. It affects the pH, it affects the microbial balance of that place, okay? So we'll talk more about that another time. So, but I'm just trying to tell you that what they use, for example, in that yogurt and the one found in the vagina are both lactobacillus species, okay? Starter culture that could be used in making yogurt is usually lactobacillus acidophilus or lactobacillus bulgaricus, okay? These are the two that are commonly used, but they are not the only ones. Usually in the microbial world, one thing doesn't take control of a system at the same time. Usually they work in synergy with each other, okay? I think some streptococci are also used, okay? And if you remember, even streptococci cause infection in women too, okay? So these bacteria, they are both good and they are both bad, but mostly they are good, but people don't know that. And that's why if you watch my YouTube video, there's one porridge that I showed you a video of. That porridge is a traditional porridge that's usually taken fermented, and that porridge is like a superfood. It is rich in healthy bacteria that can stabilize the gut of most people, and not only the gut, they will also help you in producing some micronutrients and also in breaking down fibers and all that. so their in short their uses are very very much. So that's why I said that that food is like a superfood. You can go and try and see it, okay? It's a fermented product, and that is not the only one. Almost all cultures in the whole world and in Nigeria have one kind of fermented food or the other that is traditionally used. For example, ogi, like akpu, like fura, like I don't know the one of the Yorubas, even palm wine. I'm not saying you should go and drink palm wine. I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink palm wine, but I know that palm wine is rich in vitamin A. That is very good for the body. Okay, so we've deviated enough. Let's come back to what we're talking about. So I'm just talking about these enzymes. Okay, they are not so easy to get. And I was trying to use yogurt as an example. Yogurt that almost a lot of people are into yogurt production, but at times even getting that starter culture is not that easy, okay? Then also getting the one for detergent powder is not that easy. But in case you don't have it, there are some you can use naturally. The most common one that will be fitting for detergent powder is pawpaw. That is pawpaw. Pawpaw is rich in papain. You can use the leaves. They are rich in papain. Papain is used naturally even to digest, to tenderize meat. In those days, you can get your meat, wrap it up in your pawpaw leaves, leave it for some time, then cook it. Your meat will get tender on time. That was how our parents did it. They that didn't go to school, they knew these things. Only that they were not able to put it across for us in a way that will be scientifically proven. Okay, but even though their parents knew a lot of things, okay, they were rich in nature, in knowledge. Then this same papain is used in the lab. It is used to digest blood. Okay, so this papain is good. You can add that pawpaw, you can add crushed pawpaw leaves to pawpaw leaf juice to your detergent powder, the water that you use in making your detergent powder, depending on the formulation you're using. Especially if you're using the type of formulation that uses lye, you can actually put it in your lye water. Meanwhile, we have detergent class, and it's very cheap, just 2,000 naira, and we have 4 different methods there. You can come and join, okay? You can come and join us so that I'll be able to feel free to answer you the way I want, okay? So, but the only downside to that is that you make your detergent powder look brown, which might not be commercially acceptable. In short, which will not be commercially acceptable. But I just have to answer this question, and this is the easiest solution I can find now. Either that or you try and look for these enzymes and buy. Okay. Then another person asked me about brown soap. The simplest way you can make your brown soap is the same way I made that transparent honey soap. That brown commercial brown soap is basically like a transparent soap. So making it is like making transparent soap. Forget the names they are calling it. Some will say it's Cameroon brown soap, some will say it's this, that. You know, when you want to make something exotic, you give it, if you want to make something look special, you give it an exotic name. But it's just our normal brown soap. It's just like when you go to Ghana, they'll say Nigerian black soap. When we come to Nigeria, we are busy calling it Ghana black soap. Okay, so just value what you have. It is just our transparent soap. That is the method you use to make your brown soap. I will make a video on it later on again. Okay, even though I've made a video, but I will make another one that will be more transparent. Okay, but that same way I made that my honey soap is basically the same method, similar method, only that you will not use some certain ingredients in it. Okay, you will not use some certain ingredients, but it's basically the same thing. Okay, question I can remember about, it's about tallow. Is tallow the oil that you can use to make brown soap? No. You can make your brown soap. If it's me, as far as I'm concerned, you can make your brown soap with any kind of oil, so far as it is of plant and animal origin, and so far as you're using the right combination, you can make your brown soap. When I first made my brown soap, I used palm oil, mostly palm oil, and I've never bothered using tallow. Even in the industries, they don't use much of tallow, because how much tallow will be able to go around? Okay, the oil, as I always tell you people, that is used highest in making of soap noodles, in most soap, is palm oil. Forget it, whether it is from abroad. Even your stearic acid is from palm oil. Your palm stearin is what? Is palm oil, basically. Okay? So no, you can make your brown soap, you can make your soap with any oil, not necessarily oil, tallow. And if you want to go industrial very much, how much tallow will be able to go around for you, or for if it's to go around for most people? So basically it is your palm oil, your palm stearin, your palm kernel oil, and in some cases coconut oil in areas where it is predominant. In areas where they don't have much of this oil, it's mostly olive oil, okay, or whatever oil that is predominantly in such a region. Okay, so these are the ones I can remember now. Okay, these are the ones I can remember for now. Okay, if there's any other question that I've not answered, please you can remind me by commenting in the comment box, and I will try and take notes and answer. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Thank you very much for staying with us. Love you all. Bye and good morning. Question is, can you use can they use king's oil or soybeans oil to make soap? Yes, you can, but generally to make a good soap, or to make soap, you don't even need liquid oils too much. You need a mixture of your hard and liquid oils. If you try making soap with pure soybean oil, that soap might not trace, or it will take long to trace, or most unsaturated oils. Okay, so you need a mixture of both hard and soft oils. Then your king's oil is basically palm oil. It's basically palm oil. So they were asking how they can get to calculate for um king's oil. You use the saponification value of palm oil. Okay, for you to get more on our calculations, we have more than 4 videos, almost 6 videos on calculation, on how you can make any kind of soap, any kind. All you need is just look at the person's ingredients. Maybe you don't even need all, you'll be able to make that soap. And for you to be able to do that, join our class, and it's very cheap. One of the cheapest, considering what we gain in that class. It's very cheap, just about 5,000 or so. It's like it's free. Okay, and let me be honest with you, it's not something that I can come and teach on YouTube like this. It is a little bit bulky. Okay, but I pieces it down in various videos in such a way that you can easily digest it and understand, and you'll be able to make any soap, be it bar soap, be it soft soap. You'll be able to make any soap. Don't be deceived by people that come and tell you, I want to teach you how to make guava soap, how to make chocolate soap, how to make orange peel soap, how to make a carrot soap, how to make, what kind of thing is that? It's just a way of marketing, and at the end of the day, you pay money and you're not getting the worth of your money. Making soap is making soap. If me, I tell you, come, let me teach you how to make any kind of soap, I mean any kind of soap. But if somebody tell you, come, I'll teach you how to make 10 different kind of soaps, you will tend to believe that person more than me, that I'm telling you I'll teach you how to make any kind of soap. Because the person will list a whole range of soaps, which at the end of the day is basically just the same thing. Just like me telling you, come, let me teach you how to make pap with sugar, pap with milk, pap with bonvita, pap with groundnut in it, pap with egg in it. All is pap. The only difference is that you're adding groundnut in this one. The other one, you're adding milk in it. The other one, you're adding sugar in it. But it's basically the same thing. Do you understand? So when they give you the formulation, you will be able to do anything. The sky will be your limit. Okay? So that's just it. Okay? So another question that was asked, question I can remember about, it's about tallow. Is tallow the oil that you can use to make brown soap? No. You can make your brown soap. If it's me, as far as I'm concerned, you can make your brown soap with any kind of oil, so far as it is of plant and animal origin, and so far as you're using the right combination, you can make your brown soap. When I first made my brown soap, I used palm oil. mainly mostly palm oil. And I've never bothered using tallow. Even in the industries, they don't use much of tallow, because how much tallow will be able to go around? Okay, the oil, as I always tell you people, that is used highest in making of soap noodles, in most soap, is palm oil. Forget it, whether it is from abroad. Even your stearic acid is from palm oil. Your palm stearin is what? Is palm oil, basically. Okay, so no, you can make your brown soap, you can make your soap with any oil, not necessarily oil, tallow. And if you want to go industrial very much, how much tallow will be able to go around for you, or for if it's to go around for most people? So basically it is your palm oil, your palm stearin, your palm kernel oil, and in some cases coconut oil in areas where it is predominant. In areas where they don't have much of this oil, it's mostly olive oil, okay, or whatever oil that is predominantly in such a region. Okay, so these are the ones I can remember now. Okay, these are the ones I can remember for now. Okay, if there's any other question that I've not answered, please you can remind me by commenting in the comment box, and I will try and take notes and answer. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Thank you very much for staying with us. Love you all. Bye and good morning.